This is NDTV. And you're watching NDTV Prime.
Hello and welcome. We live in a world today where nothing is personal or safe. Be it your bank account details, other financial transactions, your entire life really on Facebook or Twitter, or the most intimate personal details. It's all out there, and all of it, as so many of us have experienced, unfortunately, can be accessed and misused by anyone in any part of the world. Yes, it's what is now described as hacking, but of course there's an antidote to it, ethical hacking. These are, of course, those people who try and prevent the bad guys, as it were, from getting into your systems and ruining your lives. Well, here's a Harsh's story on just how they go about it and the cyber laws that are in place to try and crack down on such acts.
A message that should have warning bells ringing loud and clear. It is a sign that you have been hacked. All your personal details now in the hands of a stranger who can wreak havoc with them. And the possibilities are endless. Your personal details, email passwords, bank details, all gone. But there is an antidote to it. It is called ethical hacking. Ethical hackers are computer experts who can reverse the damage done. In other words, they are counter hackers who can, while using hacking, retrieve all your information.
I am in cybersecurity because in today's world, everybody uses internet, but no one knows how to use it securely. Every day, Facebook accounts hack, everything, CBI websites, PayPal. So I thought security is going to be a bigger issue in future.
Computers is what I love, so that's why I got into this hacking stuff and got to know about various things like exploit, reverse engineering, get to know about any of the person sitting anywhere in the world through information gathering and a lot of stuff.
Nobody is safe from it. They can intrude and invade anytime. Reports say that despite our DOT attempts to curb down the cyber attacks, it wasn't a deterrent to cyber hackers. And you can start young. Like Amman Sachdev, who began hacking at class 7. Unbelievable, but true.
I've been quite interested in the world of computers. They have been fascinating me since like a long period. And I was introduced to computers when I was, I guess, in class 2nd, I guess. And I started programming at when I was in class 7th, I guess. So since from that time, I was quite interested in the world of computers. And I kept on going on. And then I started website developing in, I guess, class 10th or 11th. Find out certain vulnerabilities on my school's websites, reported it to my teachers, said, this is how you can patch it and stuff. So I've been interested in this. Then that is how I was introduced to the world of information security. When I actually had the school people out here, I walk, talk, dance, I eat, we dream security, we eat security, we walk security, we talk security. That is what we do out here.
There is no debate when it comes to security. Security of our personal data is vital. In the 21st century, with advancing technology, everything we hold dear to us is vulnerable. Earlier, once hacked, there was no looking back. But with the number of ethical hackers on the rise, we can now hope for some sanity in the crazy technology-driven world we live in. With B.S. Harsh in New Delhi, Kriti Mathur for NDTV.
And what better place to learn more about cyber law, cyber security, but at a cyber hacking firm? I'm now with Saket Modi. I'd like to introduce him as a hacker, but he has told me that it has to be an ethical hacker because that is what he does, as someone who's running this entrepreneurial startup of a cyber hacking business. Saket, thanks very much for speaking to us. First and foremost, how did you get started on this?
So, since technology has been a passion and I was lucky to have a team of people who share the same passion for technology. That's what hacking is all about. The way you said the difference between hackers and ethical hackers, honestly speaking, when you talk about technology, there's no difference.
Yes, I would imagine it's a very slim line.
Yeah, absolutely. It's the difference between a police and a thief. There's no difference in the in the type of things that both can do. You really need to know what a thief is thinking to catch the thief.
Right.
The only
So you
difference
really, even though you're a cop, you have to have the mind, you have the inside of a criminal, I would imagine.
So this is what it is, and that's the fun of it, that you can really do the hacking things in the right way, in an ethical way.
Right.
And that is what ethical hacking is all about.
And in fact, give us an idea of what's happening here, because this is Aman here, who is conducting a class teaching students on hacking. I mean, teaching them how to hack.
Absolutely. So in order to be an ethical hacker, you have to be a hacker. There's no denying on the fact. But the teaching of hacking that is happening out here, it's not for the purpose of hacking, but it's for the purpose so that these people, when they graduate, when they go out from here, they can go ahead into organizations and literally secure those organizations and their infrastructures, because they already have seen what a hacker can do.
What for you is perhaps the one biggest frustrating moment, or the most frustrating or challenging things?
So I would say one of the biggest challenging moments of when you call it as ethical hacker is the perception that generally people carry about this term or this tag of hacker. Even today, when a guy in his engineering days, when he goes up to his dad or his mom and says that, hey, I want to be an ethical hacker, the perception still says that, do something more safer. Are you serious? Do you really want to do this? I don't think so. It's still considered as something which is not acceptable by the society. They don't understand it's not really about passwords and user IDs when you come to hacking. It's much more beautiful. It's an art, you can say. Why do I call this art? Because you really have to think beyond what a person has thought of while making a website or a web server or a system to get inside that system.
Saket, coming back to the point, this is great. It's a passion for those who like computers, for those who have the brains for hacking, etc. But lots of youngsters would perhaps want to know, how do you make money of it? How do you make a living of it?
So what happens out here is that we try and hack. You understood that by now. Now, every organization today is facing a big challenge when it comes to cybersecurity. There are state-sponsored hacking which are happening thanks to Mandiant reports and NSA's, Edward Snowden, we know that.
Of course, Edward Snowden, you said that was an absolutely interesting, priceless nugget. Edward Snowden trained with your team.
Yes, he came down to Delhi, and yes, with one of our associates, he had been trained out here, and he went back.
That is one hell of a claim to fame, I say.
No, we would not say, because again, he's all out there for the wrong reasons. But anyways, so the point is that how do we make a living out of it? So the largest of organizations that you can think of, today when you have an army which is there in some other land which is trying to hack you on an everyday basis, especially when you become a corporate or even a government where somebody else is interested in, and they are always interested, in that case you always want to have your own army of people who understand the field in a very good way. So you want a band of hackers who are ready on call with you guys.
You want them
by
on
your
your
side.
team, you want them by your side. And
Absolutely.
all that. So give us a few examples of where, what's something that's taken you aback.
So I'll give this example, and this is one of India's largest e-commerce companies that we were working on. So we really get hired by all these e-commerce and a lot of banks which really hire us in order to, they give us the authorization and we are allowed to hack into their servers and go ahead and extract some information and show them what is potentially possible by a hacker. This is ethical hacking, of course. So this happened with one of India's, I believe that's India's largest, one of India's largest e-commerce companies. We were able to intrude into one of their main servers, which was storing all the credit card details. We got around 2 million credit card details with their CVV numbers from the server.
Which you sort of had access to them, you could see them.
Absolutely,
and
you could see them.
They could be misused.
Yes, absolutely. And this is what is happening in a very, very big way. In the underground community, there are people out there, these community of people who like hacking into e-commerce companies and extracting credit card details are called carders. these carders go ahead and they try to hack inside these websites where they go ahead and they try to show whatever the credit card details are. They extract it from there and they export these credit card details in some foreign land. The normal price of every credit card, a MasterCard sells for $2.50, Visa sells for $2.6, and you know, there are people who buy.
There's already a price to everything, a rate to everything.
There's a full-fledged community that is there. There are parallel internets which exist, so for you internet is .com, .net, .in, or maybe an IP address. There are parallel internets which exist, which are absolutely restricted by access. So not everybody can go there. There's something called the deep web. There's a lot of parallel communities.
Is there something, can one reach a level when you think I'm safe enough? Would you say that that's possible?
So there's always a probabilistic figure. You can never achieve 100% security. And if somebody is saying that he can give that to you, I don't think that's really possible. However, you can decrease the probability of you getting hacked by having the right kind of people in your team who understand this domain in a very proper way.
Give us a quick idea before we take a quick break on the kind of students that come to learn this.
A lot of students which come down out here are generally the computer science or the IT or the electronic engineers.
And this
in their
is like
second,
an
third, fourth
added
year
asset that they want, and you know, alongside everything, is
absolutely. And the reason why they want it and what kind of people go ahead and recruit these people, there's a big vacuum when it comes to cybersecurity education in the country. If I ask you, suppose I'm a TCS and I want the highest quality of computer science engineer, I can always go to an IIT Bombay and recruit from computer science because I know that's the cream of the country. But security is not engineering, it's reverse engineering. You break which is already made. My only question to you is, give me the name of one college that comes to your mind which produces world-class reverse engineers. There is no college. That is the vacuum that we are trying to fill out here. And that's something that...
That's a very important point that you make. There is none. So do we need to focus on all of that? Remember, this is an area that is just growing growing in leaps and bounds. And of course, demand for ethical hackers growing every day. Some of the horrific examples that we are hearing, all those millions of Indians whose details, personal details, financial details, all out there to be misused. We need more people like Saket, of course, to step up to the plate, as it were, to prevent this kind of misuse. We're slipping into a quick break now. Coming up after that, well, the fun's only just beginning. We're going to try and get Saket to hack into my colleague Kriti's phone and find out all the data that she has there, which she didn't want us to see. We're back right after this quick break.